It's really beautiful. But also here, have you been to Malaga?
I think a long time ago I've been there, but I really, really want to go. And the thing for me is now also to do in summer because I travel a lot, like to different countries.
Yes, I
But
know.
I
This is
think,
so amazing about it.
what do you say?
This is so amazing. Like you
Yeah,
are always traveling. This is good.
yeah. I'm flying Monday to Amsterdam.
Okay.
And
How
then,
is the weather there?
well, it's not that good, but my business partner is in Amsterdam, so I go there for her. And also, then I fly the week after. I fly to Italy to go to skiing, the Dolomites. Going to ski in Selva. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited.
I'm going
Yeah.
to Italy maybe in April
Oh,
because
nice,
it's gonna
nice,
be, I
nice.
think, warmer. Yeah, I wanna have like a gastronomical experience there.
Italy is one of my favorite countries of the world. If, like I've traveled to a lot of countries, but Italy is something like the people, the food, the food, the food, the
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
You know,
How is the
mm,
weather in Amsterdam now?
let me check, because
I think
it is.
but it's not below zero, is it? No, right?
No,
Don't
no,
think
no,
it's
no,
below.
no. But it's 11 degrees and the sun is shining.
No, wow.
Like, oops,
Great. Yeah, yeah, can see.
it's okay. It's
Amazing.
okay.
Yeah,
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 if you compare it
that's
to, well, this is Barcelona now.
good. Much better. Here, I think it's 15 degrees as well. But today it was a little bit wind, so yeah, I could feel. I
Mm,
think I'm getting prepared to Ireland because for sure that I will not be able to use shorts or anything like that.
but you're going to Ireland?
Yeah, tonight.
Why?
Because I want to go to St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, Ireland. They say it's. I don't know. I don't hear a lot
No,
of
but
good
it's gonna be
stories.
only 10 days. Then I'm going to Scotland.
Wow, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
actually, yes. But if I could choose a place to live, actually, it's gonna be Spain. So there are some people saying hi, 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 Vida on, Lena. Great. I think people are coming. I'm so excited and glad to be with Isa here, especially today, like Women's Day. When I had to choose a person to be here, I immediately thought about you because I remember the first time that we met in Charisma, that you said about this project directed to women, and this is so amazing because I suffer this. I am a solo travel woman, and this is amazing. Some third point, but another point is like lonely, and I think we should care about it as well. But first of all, introduce yourself. I just promoted your name, but who you are besides your name. This is a deep
Yes. Hi,
question.
guys. Well, I'm Meike Vandala. I live in Barcelona for 3.5 months now, but I'm originally from the Netherlands, Indonesian and Dutch. I lived in the Netherlands for, because I'm 24, I lived in the Netherlands for 24 years actually. And well, a couple months ago, I started a new project for me, and that's Travel Fam. It's a travel organization that organizes group travels for women all over the world to connect and to grow together. It's both based and focused on self-development, but also a lot of fun and to connect with, yeah, yourself and new people around you. I've been a solo traveler for many years. Also, I had, because I didn't have the friends to go with, but I always wanted to have this group of friends, this friend group. But I found it very hard when I was younger to make connections. So now I'm helping other girls and other women to create connections and create friendships. And that's a passion project for me. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's a
that's
little bit me.
amazing.
Yeah.
And since when do you have this project? It started last year or this year?
It's a little bit 3.5 months ago, actually.
Ah, when you
Yes.
moved to Barcelona, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of about self-development, and I did already a lot of projects. Um, but I was a little bit like, what do I want to do next? And this was just it came up, and I cannot wait to do more with it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is amazing. We are going to talk more about your project, but let's enjoy the topic about Women Day. And how do you is a see like the biggest challenge of the women in the society nowadays? If you could choose one challenge, how do you see that we face? And it's good because it's a different view. In Brazil, we have some kind of topics that we raise our voices for.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest topic is, I would say, work life balance, but maybe even more like, who are you as a woman in this world? Because we have like a huge history, and we are the caregivers, and then a man is like the provider with money. And
It
then
should be,
it,
but we are changing these papers. We have been
yeah, yeah,
changing.
yeah, yeah. And I think we changed into like this whole, okay, we are women, we want to also work, and I find it the best thing. However, being a woman, being very sensitive, and then also work like this 9 to 5 job of office hours, work very hard, what's made for a man's cycle, because men have a cycle of 24 hours, we have a cycle of a month. It's not in line with what our hearts want. So I think the struggle between that kind of things is one of the most hardest thing. Also emotions and to handle, and so there's always a fight between your mind wanting to reach something and your heart actually want to rest a little bit. And for me as a person, that was is a challenge still, because I'm a hard worker. I love working, but also I want to make a family and make my life. I want to give a lot of love, but business is hard world, and that's the man world, and love is a feminine, like a woman's world. But to combine those kind of things, we are struggling with this. I for me,
Yeah, no, for me as well. I totally agree with you. I think that we want to achieve things, and I've been 7 months here in Europe, and it totally changed my mind about it because in Brazil we are so conditioned to like just work and fight and be like the best of your job, to be an executive and so on. And this
yeah,
was the way that I was shaped, and especially like in São Paulo, which is a big city, and everybody talks about it. But being here, it allows me to connect a little bit with my female side, which is really
yeah.
important.
Oh,
Uh,
wow, I didn't know that actually.
yeah, but it's really true. Actually, today I was walking on the street, and people like, well, were on the bars, in this Friday Spanish mood because here in like Friday it's almost the holiday, and people have like more work-life balance. And I said, wow, this is life. Because if we're fighting for what? Because in the past, I think that we
Yeah,
wanted to have like men's position. We kind of achieve it, but are we happy? I don't know.
no, I don't know. I didn't know that was in Brazil. That was like also this high pressured.
A
I thought
lot.
it
I
was
think
way
even
more.
more than in Europe. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was in Europe, like in the Netherlands, it's always a fight. I
Hmm.
come from a doctor's family where my mom always worked very hard, my dad also, but I didn't know that in Brazil it was the same. Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, yes. And how did you have this cultural shock? Because I think that in Netherlands is a little bit stronger, this culture, like working culture, than in Spain. In Spain, I think they are more chill. At least this is what I thought in this only 4 months here.
Yes, yes, you learn how to relax more here.
Hmm.
However, so to say, I would not stay here forever because it's like very chill. It's a place to rest, to come to
Okay.
yourself. But
Okay.
I would say I would go to another city to grow. Like here, I want to relax, and like this is the perfect place for creativity and
Hmm.
for new ideas to start up. And if you want to grow, you have to go to a city where it's more work.
Yeah.
Mm. So it's beautiful that you travel so much, so you see all kind of cultures, and you want
There are
to.
many differences.
Yes,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think that Netherlands maybe it's like a place like London as well. Maybe uh, they have more
yeah,
focuses about this. But now with internet, we can do this. Like,
yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, I totally agree with you that this is mostly the challenge about what are the causes that we speak for, but in another hand, don't lose our essence.
No,
And
yeah.
about the social media, how do you feel that the portrayal of the women do you think has an impact? How is in the social media in Netherlands, like in Brazil? We are like fighting for equality and okay, you can be what you want, but in the same hand, we are losing what we are. Like I'm not saying that everybody must be thin or not like this, but I don't know, we are losing the balancing somehow. Do you think how is in the social media? How do you see the impact of social media in women's society, in women's side?
This is always a hard topic because I didn't study about this actually. On my last thesis on my studies was about social media and the impact on our mental health.
It is.
I was on national television last year to talk about mental health with younger children, and also what it affected with me. Because if I look at myself, I'm super affected by social media. Like I would always now I don't scroll anymore. I don't use the algorithm, but I used to watch other girls being pretty all the time and like seeing, okay, what do I want to be, who do I want to become, and I
Do
always
you
found
think this
myself
is disturbing our image? Like we are using lots of filters
thousand
and
percent,
we are
thousand percent.
disconnecting.
But it's getting better now, with body positivity and but still, like it's always been there. Because when I talked to my mom about this, because I want to talk a lot, she also said like, yeah, but we were watching in magazines these beautiful women, so we
It just
also
changes the place.
it's but now um we're exposed to it the whole day. So the whole day you will look at it, like in your break during work, you go on social media and you see what you don't have. Like, FOMO, fear of missing out, is not something that existed in like one day. FOMO is actually because everyone's always partying or always doing this fun stuff, and you're just home in your normal environment. Even me, with having already set up like three businesses and I'm creating more stuff now, I always think that I'm not like good enough through social media because someone is always doing it better. Everyone is telling me, "Oh, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty," but I'm still like, "Yeah, but I'm not that." So it's normal. Like you compare yourself always with people, but social media only makes it easier to compare yourself.
And do you use any kind of strategy to couple with this? What do
I
you
do. I
do?
don't scroll anymore. So I just don't watch. I just don't
Okay,
look at it anymore, and
this is great.
that's yeah, for me, the only thing that works, because there's no balance between. You cannot say like, oh, I'm gonna do it for 5 minutes, because algorithm, it sucks you in. When you're in, you're like,
Yeah, that's the point. You
yeah,
cannot stop. And I
no,
think that connects with who we understand that also this is people's job. And but in another way, I see at least in Brazil, but I don't know how it's in Europe. People are going through another direction. They are trying to defend that be natural, showing more their natural life, their
yeah,
personal lives. So I think there was a moment in the past, especially in the pandemic, that we wanted to show up, show up. Now we are kind of going through because we are collecting the consequences. Many people,
mm,
especially young people, they are getting crazy. They want to change
mm,
their faces because they don't know how they are without the filter. They don't know
no,
how to deal with themselves.
no, yeah. I think that natural is more stimulated, but still it's natural to not always show the opposite side of your life. We want, because that's what we want to believe. We want to
Hmm.
believe our life is great, so we only post great things, even though there's a downside. Like I posted myself crying a lot, um, because I was like, okay, I have to also show that I have a downside, but still there was always fear to show.
Yes, that's the point. So we are like, what people are gonna think. Social media is a place that we need to have lots of mental health. And you are doing this. You're doing yoga. You're doing many things to improve your mental health. I also do. I think we
Yeah,
need to
you
have this
also.
balance.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
how do you experience social media at the moment? Like, what is for
yeah.
you?
Yeah, it's been like a challenge, but in the past I think it was worse because I used to be too perfectionist. Like to post a video, I would do it many and many times. Like here in YouTube, record like 2 hours to make only one video. And now I focus more in the message. Okay, what I wanna say. What is the message? I don't care too much about how I am, but how the words that I wanna say are connected to the people. So uh, reducing this perfection is helping me a lot because this
Oh,
is
wow.
at the
Yeah.
end what really cares, because sometimes I would post a video, oh no, my hair is not like this, but really people don't care about it. It's just
Yeah.
the questions in your mind. So yeah,
Yeah.
meditation helps a lot, and understanding that you are unique, because it can have like 5 10 people doing the same job that you do, but people are going to choose you because they connect more with you. It's more about branding.
Yeah.
Branding is like who you are, and who you connect to. So
Yeah. Yeah, and the most important thing there is to show uniqueness, because before, when Instagram came a couple years ago, didn't matter. You really see it also in like the amount of likes. It does. You get just like you could post an ugly, a beautiful picture and people would like it. And now it's actually the story that you tell and the person that you are as an authentic being
mhm,
with all your struggles. I think people love hearing about struggles because they're like they can identify themselves with you. It's That's more important these days than just posting beautiful things. It's about the story, the life you have.
exactly. Talking about the struggle, which comes to our next question: how is it for you to show yourself vulnerable? This is a challenge as well for women nowadays.
Yes, to show vulnerability. Well, the thing with me is that I cry a lot, so I cannot show it. I don't cry, because it just comes on my face, and then I have to tell, like, okay. For example, yesterday I was in the office and I just started and I could not stop. So it's hard to not show, but still I want to avoid, and I want to act like it's not there. But if I act like it's not there, it will get me more crying, and I know that, like, not a lot of people are like programmed to not show, but it's one of the most important things to just show, because otherwise it will come stuck, your emotion will get stuck, and you always have this feeling of it has to go out, and if you let it out, it's done, and it's not that bad as you thought it would be. Um, but showing vulnerability is one of the most difficult things still, because I was looking at the speech of Brene Brown, the courage of
Mhm.
the call to courage.
Yeah,
Every time she talks, I get so inspired because she really shows also data about it, and she opened up so many conversations, also within me, that it's the most powerful to show vulnerability. It's even much more showing that you're strong if you show it, instead of not showing. But
exactly. This is synonymous of showing that you are human.
yes,
At first, at first. And
yes,
talking about gender equality, how is it in
yeah.
your country? How do you see in Spain? Because you have lived most of your life in your country, but now you are acquiring a new culture. How do you see this? Is a topic that is really spoken in Brazil nowadays, gender equality, and everybody speak themselves about it.
Mm.
And how do you see it in here or in your country?
That we're the same as a man.
Yeah,
I know
like they
I get haters after saying this, maybe, but I think we're not the same, and
we are
that's
not.
we are not the same, and we shouldn't be treated as the same. And it's not because we're different. Like, we are different, so we can. What I would say is, stop treating ourselves as equal, and like, we have this kind of rights and men have this kind of rights. It's different, we have different needs. So instead of like thinking, okay, we want the same as a man, we have to start like, okay, what is the best for us? How can we be different and have still feel with, like we have the same rights, because we have a lot of different kind of rights than men. You know, we have to fight for our own rights, not for being the same. Everyone is different. We fight for our difference, right? Not for being just equal to each other. Yeah.
But how is this? How do you see? Do you see any difference from Netherlands to Spain, like this kind of gender equality with go for dating, for example? How is
Well,
that?
in actually in Catalonia, it's that men and women are equal in everything.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And that's with dating.
Okay,
Dating.
I've heard that in Brussels as well, and also in Copenhagen. So men doesn't get the women in their houses when they go out for the first time. Like it's everybody shares the things and equal and equal. And I don't know how this is good or not. In Brazil, we are becoming more like this, be equal, but we are not.
No. Mm, I don't know how it is here actually, because I hang out with the expat community. But for us, it's everyone is the same. But it's also that here and in the Netherlands, it's very common to split bills with men
Okay.
and women. Um, I'm a little bit traditional on that. I don't pay the first and the second and the third date. Maybe after the fourth, I will do something, but
This kind of a rule, like the first, the second, and third, only of the fourth.
not a rule. But like, if a man asks me the first date, if I want to split, I won't split because I'd rather pay it all.
Of course.
Mm, but it's more about payment. It's not really about being equal. For me in a relationship, yes, I'm equal, um, but different. Like,
Yeah, different like in behaviors maybe.
yeah. I don't know. How do you experience that in Catalonia, like in Spain in general, and in comparing to to Brazil? What is your
Yeah, I don't know much about Spain, but I've dated one guy and he paid first. And what I've heard from experts, they say that it's like common men pay at first.
yeah
But I know that there are some countries here in other parts of Spain that people are like fighting for like totally equality. And
yeah
in Brazil, there is like half of population are going more through equality and half are more like traditional way.
yeah
And not only in the positions in the job market, how is that? Do you think is that any difference in the job market?
well, there's still like more men, of course, in higher positions, but I would say that in the people I know, it's very like shared, because I am the couple of a doctor's family again. So for them, it's very much shared. Um, a lot of friends around me actually have house moms, so the mom always stays at home. And then I have friends of mine fight for their own rights, and like I don't even know if it's like a discussion really in the Netherlands in companies, not around me. Like I don't
Okay.
see fights
People
about it
don't
every.
discuss. Maybe it's solved, but maybe this is not a problem.
No, and to be honest, like with gender equality, like it was never a problem for me. I was just an entrepreneur being younger, so I never had like this roof the feeling of this roof that a lot of people may can experience.
And did you suffer something about being young, being a woman, raising a company, and doing the things by your own? Have you ever felt something or not?
Of course, but you cannot, if you try to focus too much on it, it will become bigger. So yeah, of course, there's always something people take you less serious, but I just fight harder to make myself serious. And
By the results, right?
yeah, and there's result, and there's always a lot of, so to say, white men in the room who makes decisions, but just have to make sure that they don't enter your room. And if they answer, like, see yourself as an equal and show that you're equal, because it's still the situation. You can't be mad about it all the time or talk about it all the time or just like try to show them different.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we are coming to the end of this part. After we are going to the private room, let me just say a little bit in Portuguese for the people who are here. And after, I want you to share more about your company, more about like how it works, because it's really so interesting. And I think many women around the world should be aware of this. And I think really it's a pain for the women. I identified when you told me, oh, people want company, and yeah, sometimes we want to be alone, but sometimes we want company. So I think this is good.
Yeah.
We just speak Portuguese for the, who are here and for the others. Bom, pessoal, quem está chegando aí, daqui a pouquinho a gente está indo para uma sala fechada, que é para o pessoal que faz parte da nossa comunidade, os alunos e também o pessoal do fórum. E aí a gente vai com a Isa para lá para poder fazer mais perguntas, vocês podem interagir com ela também. Então, se você ainda não faz parte da nossa comunidade, de algum dos nossos serviços, manda mensagem, porque a gente vai ter muitas oportunidades que nem essa para você acessar pessoas de outros países, outras culturas, conhecer. A gente vai agora para a última pergunta aqui. Ela vai depois compartilhar um pouquinho mais sobre a empresa dela e aí a gente vai para a sala fechada. Espero que vocês estejam gostando, aprendendo, treinando o ouvido de vocês. Vai ficar salva essa live, então depois volte aí para ouvir e treinar também o inglês de vocês, que realmente essas perguntas são muito importantes no dia de hoje. So now, Isa, talk a little bit about your company, your content. How can people find you, like in social medias, if they are interested, and so on? How it really works? So, do you have like programmed trips during the year? How it is?
Well, so first of all, I said in my name Travel Fam. The name of the company is Travel Fam. The name is actually like in French, femme is women who travel. And I will tell a little bit more because I don't think I gave a lot of background information. So what we do is we organize group travel for females that want to make friends during traveling or like go on an organized plan trip for younger females and make friends for life. What I was saying before, we had I was the one who wanted to travel, but my friends couldn't come because of no money. The friend group, it was always not good planning, and I never went, or I went on a solo trip. But during solo travel, you can also feel quite lonely because you don't know where to go, and it can be quite unsafe. And therefore, I was brainstorming, like what can I do? And then actually, the idea was always in front of me, making a travel agency for younger women to travel together. If you just type me in on Instagram, you can find Travel Fam, my name. Um,
And is
and
any pre information like needs to have certain ages, certain type of people, or is for every women?
we focus mainly at the moment at 18 till 32, 35. And
Okay,
that's
it's a good
because,
range.
yeah, because, and then actually we want to split it up if we have enough. Like we split it up in like older and younger. Mainly because I think like my interests are now in entrepreneurs. But when I was 18, it was not in like becoming an entrepreneur. It was, you know, partying or something. It was
Yeah.
different. And
And what do
35,
you do in this kind of trips? It's more for fun, or do you discuss? Is there any workshop? What is there any programmation?
we have different topics every
Okay,
travel. So, for
okay.
example, we're planning a trip to Bali,
Mm,
and it's Bali and Sumba because Sumba is an island undiscovered next to Bali. And you can ride with horses, and you do a lot of yoga on the beach. And there, for example, I organize workshops on making connections and stronger in connections because that's my part. But we go around the island of Indonesia, and we have different kind of workshops and different kind of activities. So, for example, we train, we work out, but we do yoga. We give workshops in, money or entrepreneuring, like different kind of
depends on the
topics
interests of the
depending
people
on
of
the
the group.
interests. but we also do dance classes, and we go to beach clubs and have a lot of fun, see the island. And it, depending on what kind of travel, where do we go to, and what are the interests. There's also plenty of free time available, because I think free time is very important. It's very good to also sit with yourself, even though in the busy busy schedule that we have, to really like take time for yourself, sit down and just enjoy the ride. And we make sure that you're very, very, very safe during the travel, and that's our main focus.
This is the most important. So, if
Yes.
you anyone want to be part of this amazing experience, I'm pretty sure this is going to be unforgettable. Women together, we need to raise this flag that women together are stronger. Sometimes we think, oh, women they envy each other. This is not true. Of course, there are some women,
No.
but this is not you. This is not your group. So there are many women that support each other, help each other. We need to grow together.
Yeah. It's so important, because they always say it takes a village to raise a child. You have to do it together. With everything you do, it takes more to get stronger together. If we do everything individual, you can get, first of all, lonely, but second of all, you can get so much more done if you do it together. And like jealousy is very common, but it's actually because of insecurity. And we have to stronger together, that we don't have to be insecure. We are so powerful and so strong, and it's so unique, it's so beautiful. And if we just come together as people, that's where we're here for connection, and we rise together.
That's it. And do you want to let any message? I think this was an amazing message that you could let. But if you want to let any message to the women in this special day today, what would you say maybe to yourself some years ago that you would say to all the women that are watching us today?
Yeah, well, the most common thing to say is be kind to yourself, but that is, say, do it for yourself. Say 10 beautiful things in the mirror for yourself today, right now, to you. And say something to someone else that you love, but also to yourself most. Like, hug yourself and say, like, I love myself, and I'm so strong. We're so powerful.
Yes,
um
we are.
if we just
Oh, love it.
if we
So,
just see
pessoal,
it a
se vocês
little bit
quiserem
more.
seguir, esse é o Instagram, ó, Travel Famous. Depois eu vou colocar aqui na descrição o arroba, tá? Para vocês seguirem. De novo, voltem, assistam de novo, porque é sempre um treino de listening também, né? Aqui não tem como a gente colocar as legendas, mas quando for para o ar, tem como você ativar no YouTube as legendas para assistir também com a legenda em português, se precisar, com a legenda em inglês. Muito mais do que o inglês, é muito interessante tudo que a gente falou aqui sobre o tópico, né? Sobre como que é, né, na Europa, como que em Amsterdã, que nem ela falou, e na Espanha também. Então a gente discutiu bastante aqui, quem conseguiu pegar, né? Ei, Diogo, então agora, olha, a gente vai lá para uma sala fechada, então todo mundo que é aluno da Raise e que é do fórum também já recebeu o link, tá, no nosso grupo, aonde a Isa vai estar lá conversando com vocês. Então agora é o momento que vocês podem tirar as dúvidas com ela, que vocês podem conversar mais, perguntar mais coisa. Então vamos sair daqui e conectar lá, aqui vai ficar salvo. Então, curtam, compartilhem depois esse vídeo com quem também está aprendendo inglês e com todas as mulheres. Happy Women's Day for all of you. Isa, now we are going to another room. Okay, I'm going to close here. And then there are some people that they are our students, and they have this opportunity now to talk to you. Maybe they have many doubts, and they have this opportunity. I will close here, and I see you in another room in just a matter of seconds. Okay? See you.